Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Bad Calls, Balls, and Brawls. Your host, 305 Sports Babe, co-host Miami Lou, and I'm just going to start off by saying there's not a lot going on in Miami sports. I'm going to just flip it this week, and maybe that'll bring our team some luck, but no, really just kidding. We have so much going on in the world of Miami sports. Everything really but Dolphin news, even though we say there's no Dolphin news, and Tom Brady made a little, I don't want to say jab, but he yapped a little bit about us today. And no, just a lot going on. So where do we start? I have a good place to start. Today's 420.
That's right.
Meaning it's the 20th day of April. That's all I know it as. So
That's it. 420 is the 20th day in April.
Yes.
So as far as I know, and also it was tax day a couple days ago. So
did you complete your taxes? I know we don't really talk about that kind of stuff.
I did. I did complete my taxes, and actually, I didn't want to surprise you with it, but I got my returns. I got some money coming back, and I actually made a big purchase. I purchased a baby tiger with my extra tax money. So that'll be coming in the mail, I suppose, or something, an Amazon package. But yeah, baby tiger.
Okay, so when I order Amazon packages every day, I don't want to hear any more complaints. So interesting. I don't know what the baby tiger means. That could really be anything coming from
I should have actually gotten a baby panther because those panthers are hot, baby.
Chef Jew in the house. I did not return a text message this morning. I'm sorry. And the reason why is because probably you also got an alert this morning on your phone. I don't know if you guys heard.
I slept through that.
You did not sleep through that.
Really?
Okay, because this is what happened. It made national news. My grandma heard about it. Everybody heard about it. This morning at approximately 4:30, and I'm a very light sleeper, so every time there's a movement, noise, I wake up very easily. 4:30 in the morning, the emergency system went off to Florida phones, pretty much saying like this is a test, but it went off at 4:30. Now DeSantis is like ripping everybody about that. Like, why would you do it? Woke up everybody, apparently, except you.
I don't remember it. I really don't.
So it was like the Amber Alert where it was like. So I woke up, I shut mine off, and then yours went off like 20 seconds after me. So I'm like shoving you, like shut it off. And then I thought it was just, I don't know. But apparently everybody's phones went off at like 4:30 in the morning, and people were like flipping out about it.
Yeah, there's got to be a better time to do that. I slept through it apparently.
It was so loud. Now I can see both sides. So DeSantis wants to fire somebody because of it. That's our mayor or our governor. I'm sorry, our Governor Ron DeSantis. He wants like someone's head to be off because of it. But if there was truly an emergency, whether it's tsunami, tornado, us being attacked by the Russians, and you got to set an alarm for 4:30 in the morning, I'm okay with that. Like, let us know.
It's a test. They got to do a test every so often. So I guess the bigger question is, why do it that early?
Graham in the house. So Graham, hello. Good evening, beautiful people. Love the hair, Ash. Oh, thank you. Heads up, it won't be like this for long, but that's an American secret. We'll say one day.
Yeah.
Graham, last night or this morning, 4:30 in the morning, we were just talking about it. Florida phones, all the cell phones in Florida, they started going.
All right, don't make that noise. Oh,
okay.
I'd rather hear it on my phone.
So basically, our governor of Florida told us that somebody pushed the wrong button for a test system, and so it woke everybody up except Lou because Lou sleeps like a bear, and it was So that's what we're talking about. Chef. Yeah, I hate the Amber Alert system noise. It took me a while to go back to sleep. So I went right back to sleep, but a lot of people like called it quits, and they did, and they started their 420 celebration, apparently. Chef, go Heat and Panthers. So let's get right into it, right? We have two South Florida teams in the playoffs right now, but a lot of different markets have that as well. So us and Boston, like there's a few that have, when I say different markets, that have your hockey team and your basketball team in postseason action right now. We are one of those squads. We were that squad last year as well.
And when we were doing the show last week, we didn't know where the Panthers would be. They would either be 7
we didn't know the seeding
or 8.
Yeah.
And they would either play the Rangers, or the Hurricanes, or the Bruins, which ended up being the Bruins.
Yeah.
So we didn't know that going to last week. And since then, they took a early defeat in game 1.
Yep.
In
Boston.
They lost 3-1. It was a close game. One of the goals, Lions just totally. It went in his glove and went right out.
Lions the goalie, yeah.
He should have had that. It could have been a closer game. And then last night they just dominated them.
Oh, they looked so good last night.
6-2. So it's a big thing coming through here.
They just kept putting on the points. Like at one point in the third period, I told you to get me a cup of whipped cream. Like the Heat. We're gonna talk about that. I won't get too emotional because I'm pretty numb about it right now. Can you go? And what just happened? There we go.
We're back.
Our internet. Oh my goodness.
No, but that's a huge deal. And as
Yeah.
everybody's aware by now, the Bruins had a historic season, the most points, most wins ever in NHL history. They are the number one seed, obviously, the best record in the entire NHL of all time. And the Panthers are now tied 1-1, coming back down here, South Florida, the FLA Live
for
Arena,
game 3 and 4,
which is going to be rocking.
Yes.
And something I know we're talking about the Heat, but something that's happening this go around that didn't happen last year is the games are on separate days. Last year, the Heat and the Panther games were on the same day, which forced season ticket holders to make a decision as to what game they wanted to
yes
attend.
and no. So last night they both played at the same time.
No, but I'm talking about home games.
Oh, home games. Home. You're right.
Right. Last year, all the home games
in that one round,
in the first round, were all on the same day.
Mixed in,
coming into this weekend, there's a Panther game tomorrow at FLA Live Arena on Friday.
Yep.
Saturday the Heat play, Sunday the Panthers, and Monday the Heat. So
and then both play on Wednesday as well. Both play on Wednesday away.
Right.
So it's interesting.
But we're talking about the home game, so it's awesome.
Graham, go ahead.
No, and how about what happened? Let's talk about Monday in Boston. So Boston, I know all our Fin fans are in the room. We're not going to say what day it is, even though it is the.
I think I'm a Red Sox fan. It was Patriots Day.
It's Patriots Day, but we'll say it more for
okay.
the Americanized version as opposed to
it
being. Yeah, no, but it's not named for their NFL football team.
No, because
it's Patriots Day, so they always do two major events on Patriots Day. One is
Red Sox at 11 o'clock. Woo woo!
But
go
more
Red Sox.
importantly,
the Boston Marathon.
The Boston Marathon, which this year was the 10th year anniversary
of
the bombing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they had the marathon starting, I think, at 5 a.m. or
you don't know. You don't run. You don't know what time those
no,
start.
but
it
starts first
like
in the morning.
5 and 6, yeah.
Correct. So 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. One of those two start times. And then the Red Sox game is at 11 a.m.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, what they do in Boston is they call out sick. It's like a national holiday.
Yeah.
And everybody starts to get to bars earlier in the morning. They get a special exception to open up and pour alcohol at the crack of dawn. And these people get to either start drinking and then go to the marathon or go to the Red Sox game. So it's a pretty awesome day. And then on top of it, they had the hockey game at night. So
they did. They had a lot going on that day.
Big action-packed day in Boston.
Russ thinks we did something on purpose today. He thinks we played. Well, Russ, obviously we weren't gonna have the show last night with the Panthers and the Heat playing. So yes, it did take preference tonight over your 76ers game. Graham, apparently we're getting a test doomsday alarm thing being sent to our phones over here on Sunday. Hopefully not at 4:30 a.m. I'm hoping the alarm sounds like the noise you just made. So Damian Lillard, 76ers Nets game.
Wow. That could be interesting.
And then I forgot we didn't do our Philly update.
We're gonna do that. We're gonna get into that, Russ. I know you're
Jalen got like a whole bunch of money.
I know you're gonna watch. You're gonna watch the game. I understand. We are gonna get into that in our football segment. You want to talk about the Heat next, or what?
Did you say this is what you want to do to me? I've had a long week. All right. So the Heat played game 1. Game 1 was in Milwaukee, and so was game 2. Obviously, we think we had a full squad going in. Same with Milwaukee. We're leading them first quarter. We're looking good. Giannis all of a sudden falls and hurts his tush. And he fell hard, right? And Giannis, as you guys know, he's my favorite non-Heat player, so I don't hate the guy, right? I really don't. But he did take a hard fall. Tush, he tried to come back in. It was just not happening. Giannis ends up leaving, and we're like, okay, awesome.
No, I wouldn't say awesome. You don't want to root for people to be here.
No, I just say he's my favorite player, my favorite non-Heat player.
It was like a favorable situation for the Heat, but you don't want to say awesome.
So then we're feeling okay. Well, this is gonna be helpful. Maybe less points in the paint. Blah 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 blah. So then Tyler Hero, we love Tyler Hero. Obviously, I've never said anything bad about him. Ball goes other side of court. He goes and dives for the ball.
Right before the half, too.
To have dived.
Right before the half.
No need to have dived, whatever, for that ball. He goes down, his shooting hand, his right hand, he was in a lot of pain. This finger and this finger. So this stuff, right? Like the Spider-Man ends up, long story short, he broke it. And the thing is, they end up passing him a ball, and he ends up nailing a 3 with a broken hand. He goes out. We find out within a quarter that it's a fractured hand. I tell Lou he's done. You cannot.
Oh, it's broken. Yeah, it's broken. Yeah,
a broken is a fracture.
Okay.
Yeah, a fracture's a break.
Fancier way to say it, I guess. No, and then the biggest part is that it happened right before the half, so literally 30 seconds left. And you mentioned they actually passed the ball. The play kept on going. So Spoelstra didn't want to call a timeout with so little time left. He actually got a ball thrown to him. He shot an air ball, and I'm sure that didn't help the situation, but he fractured it, broke it, and he's going to be out 4 to 6 weeks. So,
London Marathon this Sunday. You interested in going?
Nice, the London Marathon.
I'm going to put that on the list one year to go out there. That's probably go around Big Ben and all that. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
The Greek Freak went timber. Russ has given us all our NBA updates. All I'm going to say, Draymond did that with the commissioner in the building. Adam Silver's sick of it. Yeah, so I'm going to get to that, but I got to finish the Heat. So we end up winning that game, right? We finished strong. We thought that Victor Oladipo was going to come in, and Eric Spoelstra decided not to play Victor Oladipo. But game 2, Victor Oladipo gets more playing time. Duncan Robinson gets to start, and it was just disastrous, right? Like, the one player who I've mentioned many times on the show that's just driving me crazy, and I love him. I truly, truly love him. I love him. I love him. I love him. Is Bam Adebayo. Bam, you're not the same Bam that you were last year. You're not the same Bam that you were the first half of the season before the All-Star break. I don't know what's going on. Yes, you're getting shots in the paint, but you're missing so many shots in the paint. And as a center, that's your shot. You need to practice 24/7. Whether you got to put a 10-foot garbage can, whether you put whatever, stilts, whoever, you need to make that shot no matter who's on you, and you're just missing too many shots in the paint.
I disagree. Look, he missed shots early on. What's the percentage? He missed shots early on in the game last night, and yes, in the first game as well. But we ended up winning that first game.
Yeah.
He also had 17 rebounds in that game, and look, he's being defended by a guy who's a 7-footer with arms that make him seem like a 9-footer in Brook Lopez. So, it's going to be tough for him to get that shot unless he gets it at a perfect location and goes with it right away. I think where he's having an issue is getting going right away. He's been getting off to slow starts, but he's doing everything on the other side of the ball defensively. He's getting rebounds still. His passing has been crisp, save for a couple of situations. So I don't think Bam's the issue. The issue here is that, look, we ran into a buzzsaw last night. I mean, the Bucks shot the ball at a record set.
Brooks was really good.
You're talking about Holiday. Matthews is one of the best three-point shooters.
Jay Crowder. There's so much
Matthews didn't even play last night.
Yeah.
But guys like Inglis, guys like McCaudin, guys like Grayson Allen, they were shooting at a record pace. And that's what we did the first game. The first game, the Heat shot at a record pace. They shot 60% from three-point land. So, you know what happens. It's
Russ is a man of numbers. He informed us, did you realize more people tune into your show than go to Oakland A's game?
We're going to talk about that as well.
I think even maybe more people tune into the show than go to a Marlins game too. Let's just put it there. But we're getting to the Marlins because they're actually not doing too bad, and I'm not embarrassed or sad to talk about them.
So
the Heat.
It's 1-1 right now.
Series tied 1-1.
We don't know if Giannis is going to play Saturday, but I think we would expect him to.
I think
he was upgraded from
he was doubtful to questionable to out.
Correct. And then but the fact that he went from doubtful to questionable, means that he was, I don't want to say game time decision, but that wasn't announced until, an hour before tip off. Yeah. So chances are, 2 days later, he's going to suit up in game 3. So we'll see how that goes. But they have a very big opportunity here to hold home court advantage that they've now gotten from winning that first game in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
And hopefully they can do that.
So again, tomorrow, 7:30, Panthers play the Bruins at home, FLA Live. On Saturday, the Heat played the Bucks here, home night game. Sunday, you have Panthers Bruins 3:30 game, and then Monday you have Heat versus Bucks. So we just obviously we're not gonna leave within a 15-mile radius at all. So no one get married, no one have a baby, no one have an emergency because we can't leave within a 15-mile radius. Sorry, not sorry. Russ said, How about that NBA anonymous survey on Sports Illustrated? People got their feelings hurt. I didn't
hear about that. What was that about, Russ? Tell us.
Do tell. But so the Heat, no, last night was a dagger. It was truly, we were such on a high, right? We were on 2 highs. We were on a high from Monday's game and looking excellent. And we're on a high that the Panthers just won. So you take those 2 great things and then you get blown out.
Yeah, but look, and I know a lot of people, the minute that they saw, okay, calm down there.
I have to let out like a kangaroo.
So the minute that Giannis was announced that he was going to be out, and a lot of people expected him to be out because, again, he was doubtful.
Yeah.
A lot of people were celebrating, doing jumping jacks, saying, hey, the Heat got this in the bag. And I said to you, and I said to anybody that'll listen, it was going to be a war. There's no way. Milwaukee is number 1 for a reason. They played a bunch of games without
good.
Giannis
They're really
this year.
good.
They're a really good team. So now I think the question needs to be asked is how the Heat are going to deal with having Hero out, and who are they going to pick to replace? Robinson really didn't do his job and didn't really work. So is it Oladipo? Is it put in Caleb Martin? They got to figure that out because it's going to be very difficult to replace our Hero.
Russ, I did not know they did the best player, overrated players, crybabies, things like that. Crybabies,
how much time you got?
I'm sure LeBron won number one for the crybaby.
Yeah. But look, Russ also mentioned about how, that Giannis went down like timber. But listen, a lot of NBA stars have been going down. Even tonight, it was announced as I was getting home from work that Kawhi Leonard isn't going to play in tonight's game.
Yeah.
So you really got to feel bad for him. He's missed so many games over the years. But Kawhi's out. John Morant missed games. Obviously, Giannis, Tyler Hero.
A lot of all-stars. A lot of all-stars who are just, obviously this is the time to put on the armor and go out and play. But
yeah, and then with regards to the Draymond Green situation, look, Draymond Green, I'm not one of these guys that just suspend somebody to suspend them, but he's done this. This is what he does.
Yeah.
So I think sometimes you got to put the magnifying glass on guys that are having these kind of unbecoming behaviors. It was a really bad stomping incident that he did.
It was disgusting what he did. Really bad. It was disgusting.
But look, if it's not Draymond Green, I think it could have been just a flagrant foul, and he would have been able to play.
No.
Now I'm telling you, look, Jay Crowder did that to Jimmy Butler yesterday. He grabbed his leg.
Step on his chest.
I get it.
You're stepping on a bug.
I get it, but he grabbed his leg.
You grab a leg or you stomp on someone's chest where their heart and ribs are. Disagree with you 100%.
The way NBA players go at it and how it's so physical, the way that they obviously need their legs to move and any kind of a grabbing of a leg or something like that is going to result in you trying to get away. And if you get away, what are you going to do? You're going to fall on your...
You cannot compare Draymond Green taking his big old foot, his big old giant foot, and crushing somebody's ribs and chest.
I'm not comparing the two. I'm saying that if Jay Crowder would not have let Jimmy Butler's leg go, it wouldn't have been like, wow, I can't believe Jimmy did that. The problem is that the issue here, not the problem, is that Jimmy Butler doesn't have a history of these kind of things. Draymond Green has done this a billion times. So I'm okay with the suspension. And in all honesty, you know what Draymond Green's biggest problem is? He's an idiot. He is an idiot. He can't help himself. He cost the Warriors a championship and gave Cleveland their first ever championship. They were up 3-1 in that series. He got suspended for that next game. And if he wasn't suspended for that game, they would have won. So he cost and allowed LeBron and the Cavs to come back in that series. So he's an idiot is what he is.
Russ, your Lightning, we don't like the Lightning. Why are you saying our Lightning? We are not a Tampa-based market here. We are Miami. We are the Panthers.
We actually
We don't like the Lightning.
We hate the Lightning.
Although we do like the city of Tampa. That's the only thing. That's as far as that goes. On that play with Draymond, they both got text. Draymond has a track record.
Big track record. I mean, the guy does this all the time. Like, he can't help himself. And he's a free agent at the end of the year. And the Warriors are going to have to make a decision if they want to keep on rolling with a guy that's costing them. Because if they lose, they're not playing tonight. They're playing tomorrow. If they lose tomorrow, and they probably would have won that game with him there, he's costing them championships at this point.
Yeah.
So and they're the defending champions. I mean, this guy, come on. Sometimes you got to know better and let things go. So, but all right, let's talk about football. A couple things we already talked about.
Okay, so we have the draft coming up next week, next Thursday. Dolphins at this point currently we do not have a first round draft pick.
We have 5 picks total.
We have 5 picks, but none of them's first round draft picks. So I'm getting a lot of questions. Are the Dolphins doing anything? Parties? I don't know, right? I feel like if they were, they would have already announced it.
They would have announced it by now.
Yes, but no. I mean, they could easily put something together.
I don't think so.
No, I'm saying maybe at like Wynwood or something like that.
I don't think they're going to do it because remember, the first round is the whole night. So why would they have a party on a Thursday night when they're not picking at all?
Just like a get together. I don't know. So, but a point of the story is I don't know anything. Nothing's been announced. So we're just laying low with the draft this year.
Yeah, right now they have the second in the second round they have the 52nd pick, and in the third round they have number 78 and number 85, and then they'll draft again to the 6th and the 7th round.
Yeah,
so it's very not a lot of selection opportunity there. Of course, there are areas of need. A lot of Dolphin fans will
tight
agree.
End.
They need O-line first of all. I think they need to draft some more.
Every year though,
right? So draft some more offensive linemen, and then definitely a tight end. Losing Gesicki, and even though Smythe is a good backup, but I think they need to get somebody else in here who can who's more of a playmaker. So definitely tight end, and then running back as well. Running back is I know we brought back Mostert and Jeff Wilson, but those guys aren't like sexy number one backs. Those guys are like
Mostert's pretty good.
Mostert's also 31 years old. He's at the tail end of his career.
How old are you?
I'm not a running back. I'm not a running back in the NFL. I mean,
True.
I'm gladly saying, I'm not saying he's old, but for a running back, he is old. So I think that there's talk, and I know Dolphin fans in the room are going to get excited for this. There's been talk that we may draft, Gibbs from Alabama, and then also very important. See, they're monitoring what happens with Dalvin Cook from the Vikings.
Yeah.
He may be released. If he's released, the Dolphins will have to highly consider bringing him here.
Well, Russ said if the Dolphins get a call from a 215 area code, which is Philly, don't answer. It's Howie Roseman.
Yeah.
Could be. So the draft, I'll be honest with you guys, obviously I love the draft in general. I feel like it's a lot of excitement. I love seeing other teams, their fan bases, everything. I'm just not really like pumped for it this year just because we don't have skin in the game per se yet, right? Doesn't mean I don't care about it. I'm going to watch it. It's going to be awesome. But I'm not like, oh, because it's not like, it's not big right now.
Yeah, and also remember
Graham said Dalvin Cook keeps being mentioned.
He's the guy that Minnesota, they just signed their backup who did great in replacing Cook when he was out. So it's a lot of money that he's going to be due. So they're either thinking about releasing him or trading with the draft. I wouldn't be surprised if in a couple
today,
in a couple of days. Did I say a couple of weeks or a couple of days? I meant a couple of days.
I don't know. No, you didn't say weeks, but it sounds better a week from today.
The draft is coming up, so now's the time to make a move. They're going to make a move for Cook. That'd be amazing.
Talking about area codes, you're going to like this, right? Someone said they have friends in our area code. I don't know if you guys heard Tom Brady. All of a sudden, he said he was talking about the Dolphins. He's like, "Yeah, I got a lot of Dolphin friends." What? Keep my team out of your mouth. Enjoy retirement. Go to a private island and just marinate. Who's your friend on our team? I want to know who's your friend. I'm not your friend. I want to know who's Tom Brady's friend on the Dolphins.
You're jumping ahead, but go ahead.
I don't know. We don't follow script. We're jumping ahead. We don't follow script.
So Tom Brady was a keynote speaker at the Emerge of Americas here in Miami, and he was asked the question, will you consider coming out of retirement and playing for the Miami Dolphins? I mean, look, this guy could have very simply said, I'm retired. I made my speech on the beach. People have been, selling sand.
He said anything.
Where I stood on, I'm kind of retired. I played my last game, but instead, I don't know if you want to read his comment. I wrote that down.
Oh, man. Well, I will say now that I'm not affiliated with any team even more. And even though I have strong ties with a couple of teams, I do have some friends on the Dolphins that I really look. I wouldn't say that I really look. I wouldn't say I necessarily root for them all the time, but I root for my friends to do well, and several of them play for Miami.
So again,
bro, either say you like the team, you want to play, or don't sugarcoat it. Like
that's what I'm saying. He instead of closing the door and saying, "No, I'm retired."
Stephen Ross is his friend. Stephen Ross is his friend.
And that's where I'm going with it.
Yeah,
look, instead of saying I'm definitely not coming, he leaves that door open. And we all know that the Dolphins are not picking in this year's draft because of the tampering with, Stephen Ross and Brady or Brady's agent at the time. And, Stephen Ross went to Michigan. Brady played at Michigan. I mean, why not just say he left it open? Why? Why does he keep doing this? Go away, Tom.
We have Kirk. Hey, guys, late to the show. Devils are playing. Devils got their tails whipped. whipped. Hey, but I don't hate you guys, But go Panthers, but still watching it. Danny Alvarez, my guys, what's up? Got to get you back on the show. Like a lot of Marlins talk going on. Yeah. Not terrible. I have some concerns. Our pitching.
We'll get to that.
If you know some pitchers that might want to help in our rotation, because I'm worried about
get your arm loose.
Cueto and Rogers and Sandy Bean.
All right, we'll get into that. Let's stick with the Dolphin theme. Another thing that happened.
Wait. The smartest thing the NFL ever did with the draft was putting first round in prime time and moving it to the host cities.
Awesome. Such a great idea. And people go in full force from every NFL team represented. It's a great time.
Must be nice to watch playoff hockey and have a team in it. What do you know about that? We got that going on.
Look, he's talking, of course, about his Philadelphia Flyers.
They're not in it.
And the Flyers and the Dolphins have a lot in common. It's been about 50 years for both franchises since they won a championship. So we can relate. We feel your pain,
So
Russ.
I said in the beginning of the show, obviously our market, the 305 sports market, we have the Panthers and the Heat. Then you have another market like Boston, who you have the Bruins and you have the Celtics in the playoffs. Then you have another market like New York, where you have the Knicks and you have the Rangers. And then you have another market like New York as well, where you have the Devils and the Nets. So there's a lot of markets minus Philadelphia who have double teams in playoffs right now.
Right now, yeah.
Danny, let me know when I'll be here with you guys. Danny, Lou and I went to the game. When we go Saturday,
right? It
was Saturday, and we were hanging out in the outfield bar. I'm sure you don't want to see the name, but the outfield bar out there.
Right. Yep.
And we were just chilling. You know, we like to walk around sometimes, explore. We checked out the museum, which we'll bring up another show. We loved it. The museum was excellent. I'm sure you've been there. And we see a camera guy like in my peripheral. And it was just there. Like the camera was just like sitting on the still, and we didn't think anything of it. So we're like talking. I like snarled like that. Sure enough, we had a text message from Lou's mom. We were on TV for like a good 10 seconds.
Yeah.
So embarrassing. So I think you had something to do with it. I think you said Ash and Lou are out there. Make sure you get them on TV.
If you did, thank you. That was awesome.
No, it wasn't. It was embarrassing. I like literally snarled. I was like,
we like some TV time.
All right, what do you got? What else?
No, so let's talk about Tua also. Tua this week. Well, first of all, the Dolphins had voluntary workouts, which means, of course, it's not mandatory. No, but a lot of the stars showed up. Tyreek was there. Jalen Ramsey was there.
Jalen Waddle.
Everybody showed up. So that was pretty awesome to see. And then Tua did have a presser, and in his presser, he kind of put it out there. I thought he disclosed a little bit too much, but he kind of put it out there that he thought about retiring.
Thought or thinking?
He said that he thought about retiring.
Obviously,
yeah, I know, but come on, I think it's just a little bit too soon. Look, you're either on board or you're not. When you're a football player, and he ultimately ended it with that. When you're a football player, you know the risks.
Yeah.
You put on that helmet for a reason, right? And he says that he loves the game of football, and he definitely wants to continue playing. But it was kind of odd. I didn't think that he needed to say that. Like, I don't know if somebody tried to get that out of him. Just say you're on board. The Dolphins gave him that 5th year. And I didn't like.
I just think he was just being vulnerable. I think he was just being vulnerable, saying, "Hey, listen, don't think that I'm unhuman. I have these thoughts. I get sad, mad, happy, sad. I did think about retirement. I'm back." I think he was just went from Tua to normal person, just saying, "Hey, this is what I felt."
I just wish he would have said, "Look, I'm on board. What happened last year? What happened the year before that? Is in the back burner, rearview mirror. I'm looking ahead to 2023."
I just think he was just being a vulnerable human. How I'm very open with my life, my feelings, emotions. I think it's good that he actually comes back to human life instead of superstar, which he is.
Yeah.
And just that.
But he's also a very humble superstar. He's not one that is going to go out there.
He's a private person. I don't want to say humble.
Yeah,
private.
Right. And so that's why a moment like that, keep private. Like, to me, here's where I was going to follow up with it, is that when you put something like that out there, then of course, and I hope it doesn't happen, knock on all the wood around, if he does have to miss a game next year, then that talk will come up again. And it came from his mouth. So I just wish that he wouldn't have volunteered that information, because it could lead to follow-up questions that I don't want him answering. Just go out there and play football. Stay healthy, stay on that field and play football.
We have a birthday this weekend. Philly Fanatic's birthday this Sunday.
Oh, I love it.
Russ's birthday's coming up in June as well.
Best mask. And look, we have some good ones here. Billy the Marlin's awesome.
Amazing.
Bernie is my man. I love Bernie.
We know him personally.
I always hang out with Bernie when I go to the games. We give each other a hug. Bernie's he's like really my friend. You can vouch for that. But Philly the Fanatic is the best. He's the one that started it all. His hijinks, all the stuff that he does, he's just awesome. So, yeah.
No, Stanley was cool too. We've had Stanley a few times.
Stanley's cool too. Yeah.
Graham, love when Tua called out Omar at the press conference. Yeah, that was bound to happen. Kirk, because Tua's being honest, we have to hear all the hater analysts again until the season.
That's what I'm talking about. It opens it up to these people.
He becomes vulnerable, and then people take it to different
I don't want to hear it. Just stay healthy, stay on the field, and talk positive. Not what happened last year. So
I gotcha.
Anyways, all right. So let's still on Rodgers' watch. Rodgers. We don't know what he's doing.
What is he doing?
He's still in the dark room. Apparently, we don't know if he's going to go to the Jets yet. It's like the biggest secret in sports, but it's not official, so we still don't know what's going to happen. And then, let's talk about Russ Taylor's guy, Jalen Hurts, signing the big, monstrous deal. I'm talking about 5 years, $255. You want to do it?
$1 million.
So Jalen Hurts got paid, man. And look, Russ, he looks like a superstar, right? But
He's a stud.
I want you to, and you know better than we do. But if you look at his stats, hear me out a second. I would have given him the money too. Don't take
Russ
me
is
the wrong
yelling at
way.
you through the phone right now.
But here's the thing: Jalen Hurts has done this for 1 year. His previous seasons, not crazy. He is now the highest paid player in the NFL. Now, here's why I think you do it, and it's a smart move, and they should have done it. He's got weapons, man. He's got a stud number one receiver in A.J. Brown. He's got a great second receiver in Devontae Smith. He's got a tight end.
Nice coach. I like the
coach. He's
coach.
got a coach that knows what he's doing. So
they got good fans, Russ.
Right.
I have good friends.
I know a lot of people were like saying, hey, Daniel Jones doesn't deserve that money. Well, Daniel Jones, I know people are going to get on me on this, but Daniel Jones played winning football last year, and he has the kind of same skill set as Jalen Hurts. He's probably faster than Jalen Hurts. He rushed for more yards than Jalen Hurts. He's maybe quicker, I think, than Jalen Hurts, but he doesn't have the weapons that Jalen Hurts has. So
Russ said Hurts is not taking heavy money early. He took less to help them get more players.
Well, yes, you're right. What they did also is that they forewent his fifth year. They just gave him the 5 years moving forward, and it's good. It's the right move because it's also the right move because he has the weapons around him. It's important to lock him in now because if you don't and you allow him to get on the free agent market, then you're not going to have enough money to keep A.J. Brown or give Devontae Smith his second contract. So it's an absolute right move. It's just a lot of money, man. And for him to be the number one highest paid NFL player when you got other guys like Mahomes and all these other number one NFL players that have already done it and won Super Bowls. But look, he was right there. He was at a Super Bowl and he had a chance to win it.
Graham makes a good point. I think Rodgers will go to the Jets around the draft so he gets as much attention on him as possible over 3 days. Solid.
Wouldn't that be something?
He will be only 31 when the contract is done.
I think he'll be younger. Is he 24 or 25?
I don't know, but he's going to be
I think he's younger than that. I think he's only 24 years old.
So again, guys, draft is next Thursday, a week from today. I don't know what we're going to do with the show. I mean, a lot of this depends on obviously our life is, I don't say on hold right now, but it's on hold based on the Heat and the Panthers in the playoffs right now. So yes, the draft is a big thing, but we're still course of blinders with the two teams in the playoffs playing decent against number one seeds. Again, Heat are playing the Bucks. Bucks number one seed. Heat's coming in the 8, tied series 1-1. Our Florida Panthers, which that game last night was super dirty. There was a lot of bad words say, a lot of jabs, a lot of dirtiness in that game.
We're trying to go to Sunday's game. We're not going tomorrow. It's just too far. I work tomorrow, so it's a little tough to make it. But if you go into tomorrow's game, you're going to witness a lot of fights. It might
on and off the ice because those Boston fans are not nice.
Well, no, come on. I don't, But look, if you're going tomorrow, you're going to go see a hockey game and a boxing match all in one. Because there's going to be fights tomorrow, hardcore.
Somebody just scored. Maple Leafs and Lightning are playing now.
Yes.
And Lightning are not our team. We just like the city. So just a lot going on. And then let's see. Russ says James Harden just took a shot from downtown Philadelphia. The game is in Brooklyn.
What's the score in that game?
I don't know. I'm so focused.
Russ, give us an update on that Brooklyn Nets Philly 76ers game, please.
What else I got going on? And the Marlins.
Let's switch gears, talk baseball.
I don't know if Danny's still in the chat, but Lou and I, we were going to go to the Marlins game last Friday. Well, I wanted to because it was Italian Heritage Night. Obviously, that's important to me. But we obviously couldn't make that because we went to the Heat game where they defeated the Bulls. Oh my gosh, I feel like everything. So we
did the last show on Thursday, and the Heat were fighting to get just the 8th seed, and that was a close game. They pulled away at the end, but that was close. So
so we ended up winning that game against the Bulls, which obviously led us into the playoffs and gave us the seeding where we play Milwaukee. So the next day was Saturday, and Lou and I went to we had a score update. Score update. Halftime. Sixers 58. Okay. Next day, it was Saturday. We went to the Marlins game. Marlins had a 3-game series against the Diamondbacks. Snakes. not a big crowd. Very easy to get in and out of the stadium.
It's an all right crowd. It was Jackie Robinson Day at the ballpark.
Oh,
which was awesome.
Uncle Luke threw out the first pitch.
All the players were wearing number 42 in honor of Jackie Robinson.
I knew something special happened.
It was a good crowd. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You're thinking about the last game we went to where there wasn't, but no, it was a good crowd. Jackie Robinson Day at the ballpark is awesome.
Beautiful.
It's every April 15th. It commemorated the day that he broke the color barrier and made his first major league debut. So that's always awesome. And I love the fact that all the players wear number 42. That number is retired in all of baseball.
Yep.
It's actually the only number that the Marlins have retired. They have not retired anybody else. So 42.
Understandable. Maybe Sandy down the road, if things line up.
Well, Jeff Conine should be the Marlin to have his number retired. But
so we went Saturday, Jackie Robinson Day. Uncle Luke threw out the first pitch. Terrible first pitch. I tried to buff him up on social media. I said, "You did great." Terrible first pitch.
That's embarrassing because Uncle Luke is, besides being an awesome
OG here,
rapper and a Miami icon, he is a coach. He coaches football.
Have mercy
he
on that.
Coaches football.
So stick to football.
And he has a lot of athletes that he's always working with and training kids from a young age. You would think that he would have some kind of an ability to get that ball over the plate, but he bounced it up there like if he was a gymnast or somebody that has never touched a baseball before.
Russ is going to give us some Jackie Robinson Day trivia. It's besides that the only jersey that is not Phillies that he owns. He's going to give us some trivia coming up.
There you go.
So we went and we checked out the Marlins History Museum. It's in left center field.
We'll get into that. It's pretty awesome.
But no, it's definitely, if you guys go to Lone Depot Park,
really cool.
Check it out. It's like I said, it's free out in the center left field. There's also a bar out there called JR's Bar. The reason why it's called JR's Bar is because it's called Joe Robbie Bar, where the Marlins first started playing when they started their inaugural season.
Really awesome. So with that, I know we have the Dolphin fans in the room. They do have the JR logo that looked like it was on the outside of the stadium. So it says JR's, and it's very nostalgic because you feel like if you're kind of at a Dolphin game. I was too young to drink at that point.
You rarely say that.
I was too young to drink at that point, but I do remember that iconic logo, and it's there. And so it really takes you back to that time, like if you're pulling up the Joe Robbie Stadium. Pretty cool.
So, again, that was the game we were on TV, ended up winning, good vibes, came home.
Look, the Marlins are hot. They've won 3 series in a row.
Phillies, Mets, and D-backs.
And 4 out of 5. You go back to the Twin series as well.
I'm not very
but they, unfortunately, I hate to put it on a sad note, they're 10-9 right now. But they had a chance yesterday to sweep the Giants.
Afternoon game. Avisail Garcia.
They had a really good opportunity. They had the bases loaded with 1 out in the 10th inning. And Brian De La Cruz strikes out. Okay, he's been doing his job. But then Avisail Garcia strikes out, and the Marlins end up, not scoring that inning. They give up 4 runs in the top of the 11th. And the problem is that they're just not scoring enough runs. They're winning games because their defense and their bullpen has amazingly been holding up.
Puck is so nice. Our closer, I like him.
Yeah,
I rarely say that about closers. I'm.
We got him from the Oakland A's, which we're about to talk about next. But look, our pitching now is a little depleted. Cueto, as you mentioned, is out, and Rogers got hurt in yesterday's game as well. But the offense needs to step up, and specifically, you mentioned him, Avisail Garcia. He's been awful. I mean,
there's a petition going on to get him off the Marlins. I don't like that.
He can't move that money. He's getting paid so much for another year after this one.
Yeah, but there's a lot of people that I really like. Our Eyes is good. There's a lot of people.
Yeah, Jazz is doing his thing. Cooper's having a good year, but they just can't put it together and score runs early on. So it's been a little bit of a struggle.
So that's interesting. Russ is telling us a story. I'm gonna wait till he finishes text. Putting that in the chat. So the Marlins, it's interesting what's happening with them. It's not terrible. Usually at this point of the season, we're kind of like, oh my goodness, blah 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 blah. I'm not stressing about them right now. So
there's another story. We're talking about the A's, but then you wanted to mention the team that sounds like the A's, the
Rays.
The Rays. When we last did a show, they were undefeated.
They lost against the Blue Jays in Toronto.
And who was celebrating that?
The Canadians.
No. They're not undefeated
the
anymore.
Dolphins.
The 1972 Dolphins are happy that the Rays aren't going to go 162-0.
And so everyone else in the AL East. I mean, I'm a Red Sox fan. Like that, they just got a major jump where it's like, hold your horses. So that's obviously concerning.
Well, they're still winning. They lost 2 in a row.
Really good.
They picked it back up. I mean, they've got a nice cushion now. I think the closest game the closest team to them is the Blue Jays at 4.5 back. So that's a good cushion to start off the year.
Russ got us a story. Okay,
All right, let's do it.
the Jackie Robinson game is always at the beginning of season, except 2020 when the season started late due to COVID. Well, Chadwick Boseman played him in the movie 42. Chadwick
Great
Boseman
movie.
is the guy who played in oh my gosh, why am I
Black Panther.
And he also
And
played Jackie Robinson
And
in
passed away very
he also
sad.
played Jackie Robinson in the movie 42.
Great movie.
When
Great movie.
Chadwick Boseman died, it was August of 2020. It was the same day that MLB had that game played in August. Here's the strange part. Chadwick Boseman died on the same day that Jack Kirby was born. Jack Kirby was the creator of Black Panther in the comics. Mind
Wow.
blown. Everything, the stars, there's always,
Aligned.
it's always interesting.
But that is a great movie. If you ever get a chance to see it, 42, it's really
same day.
vivid. It takes you back to that time that they created Ebbets Field, where, of course, the Brooklyn Dodgers played in, and it feels like you're there. I've actually talked to a couple of people at games and stuff that I've met that went to Brooklyn to Ebbets Field when they were kids, and they said the same thing. Wow, they nailed it. They made it that the way they put that on with the CGI effects and all that, they really nailed it.
42 makes me feel crappy as a Phillies fan.
Why is that?
Yeah, why do you think that? So that's what's going on in the world of Miami sports. Panthers.
Well, we were talking baseball as well, and
it's one of the last teams to integrate.
Oh,
interesting. I did not know
right.
that.
Yeah.
Go ahead, baseball.
So big news today that came out is that the Oakland A's bought 45 acres in Las Vegas, and
They have a better market there.
They are going to develop that into a ballpark, and so they will be leaving the city of Oakland, where they've been for over 60 years. And they, so it's all but official. It has to be still approved by the owners, but who's not going to agree to move a franchise to Las Vegas? That is really a great market. Very.
So who's Oakland going to have? They lost the Raiders.
They're going to have nobody. So the Raiders, they had 3 teams. Oakland went to San Francisco, which is across the bay.
They should never have left Philadelphia.
But still not in Oakland. And then also 4 years ago, the Raiders left, and now the A's are apparently gone. So they're going to have no pro teams in Oakland, which is sad because, look, those, say what you want, those uniforms are iconic. I mean, they are really good-looking uniforms, in my opinion. The A with the S.
The A's with the S, it's my initial.
The gold, well, maybe not so much as the fact, but the gold and the green, and then the players that have played through there. I mean, Canseco, Eckersley, Dave Stewart,
Giambis.
A bunch of Giambis played there. Miguel Tejada.
You didn't think I knew that?
Ricky Henderson, one of the best players to ever do it.
Golden State Warriors left, yeah.
Just so many great iconic players played through the A's.
I think Jeremy and Jason both played for.
Right. So many great players.
Reggie Jackson,
but it makes too much sense. The fact that, by going to Vegas, they could still stay in the AL West.
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry about, having to change the divisions for now. I think that eventually will happen when they expand again. But
it's a good move for them. Vegas treats these new franchises very well. The Knights, the hockey team, they're doing excellent too. The Raiders are very happy there. Their stadium, all that stuff. It'll be fine.
Well, look, the selling point of moving to Vegas is that it's such a tourist city that by accident, even if you're not a good team, you're going to have people in town that are going to say, "Oh, let's go check out a baseball."
No, it's a perfect move. No one goes to Oakland just to go to Oakland.
Well, Oakland's a famous
Are
city.
people going to Oakland or are they going to Las Vegas?
They're going to Las Vegas, no doubt. Yeah. To your point. Look, the only team right now that's on the clock
Utah should not get a baseball team.
Yeah. No, I don't think so either. But the only team that's on the clock now is the Tampa Bay Rays. They're the only team that has like a substandard stadium or ballpark, and they need to get their act together because they could be next. Especially now seeing that Oakland is losing their baseball team. If they don't want the same thing to happen to them, they're going to have
act together.
They're going to have to pony up a bit.
Better shape up.
I mean, we like going down there. The stadium.
Tropicana? That's my least favorite ballpark.
Yeah, I don't mind the ballpark.
Least favorite ballpark.
But I do like the fact that
least favorite ballpark.
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that I like the fact that you're 4 hours away or less from seeing American League Baseball. And a little change of pace. Like you don't see every team come down here every year, but you can go see American League Baseball across the state. And so I hope they stay there. and build a brand new ballpark. Are you yawning?
Yeah. Well, if my alarm, again, for those of you guys did not get on the show early, the state of Florida, we experienced something very interesting at 4:30 in the morning this morning. Our alarms, meh, meh, meh. All phones went off 4:30, testing the alarm system. Woke me up. I sleep very late. So mine went off first. Then Lou's phone went off. I'm trying to wake him up because his phone's on by his side, and he just like slept through it. So I pretty much had to crawl over him and shut the thing off. I went back to sleep within a half hour after that, but then I wake up so early for work, so I'm a little tired. And then last night I stayed up watching the Heat. I would do it 1,000 more times, but it was just exhausting. That loss was exhausting.
Okay, we got another game on Saturday.
I know.
Right.
So that's why I'm yawning.
Russ did mention a couple of names I forgot. Reggie Jackson. Duh,
Yeah.
how could I have forgotten that? Reggie Jackson was awesome. And then, Tony La Russa was a coach. Just a lot of history with that Oakland A's team over the years. And Russ is right. They started in Philadelphia. They moved from Philadelphia to Kansas City.
Yep.
They were the Kansas City A's. And now they're the Oakland A's. And apparently they're going to be the Las Vegas A's in a couple of years.
I like that.
So we'll see. And then Kirk's still in the room. I know a lot of Dolphin fans are in the room. We want to go out there. We've seen a couple of ballparks together. You've got your list. I got my list. We're trying to
We
see
have our list together. It's like yours, mine, ours.
Yeah, we're trying to see them all. I definitely want to go, and I know Kirk's going to remember this, and he's not going to like this memory.
I aged him.
No, he's going to like this. He's going to he's not going to like this, but he's going to remember this. Unfortunately, the Dolphins, one of the most infamous and worst losses in franchise history, took place in that ballpark, the Oakland Coliseum. I'm talking about the Sea of Hands game. The Dolphins were back-to-back, Super Bowl champions, and they were going for a third.
Yeah.
They were had to play in a playoff game in Oakland, and they lost the game heartbreaking fashion. It's called the Sea of Hands game because Ken Stabler was about to get sacked on, I think, inside the 5-yard line, and he just threw the ball up. Dolphin defenders all around, and one of the Oakland Raider players catches it out of nowhere, and that ended the Dolphins' quest to three-peat. And it's a big deal because why is it a big deal?
Kirk said, "Don't bring that up." Ha ha! Don't bring that up.
I won't.
He did.
But why is it a big deal? Why is it a big deal that their chances to three-peat never came to fruition because of that game? Do you know why? Because no NFL team has ever three-peated. There's been baseball teams that have done it.
Yeah.
Basketball teams have 10-peated, but there has never been an NFL team that has won. Even to this day, no NFL team has won 3 straight Super Bowls, and the Dolphins had a legitimate chance, and it ended in that stadium. And I want to go by there to see it, and hopefully that exercises our demons.
Russ said, at least it wasn't the purge alarm going off. Calvin in the house. Zonka, Click, and Warfield were in WF West Florida.
Were they really, Calvin? I did not. Is that true?
He doesn't lie. He's on the track.
Wow, I did not know that. Look at that.
Fins up, Dolph fam. Man, I can't wait till football season comes. I miss having Dolphins talk. Like, we are picking things out. We're talking about the Brady rumor, 2 of this and that, some spottings here and there, but I cannot wait until we are full force Dolphins talk again.
I really wish we had a draft pick next Thursday. It'd make it more enjoyable. But, again, those draft picks went for Tyreek Hill. So
I'm good with that.
You can keep that draft pick.
Let it be. Let it be. So that's what we got for you guys tonight. Again, Heat, Panthers in the playoffs. So that's really where our focus is this week. I know we have a lot of friends who come from different sport markets. So Kirk obviously loves his New Jersey Devils. Russ Taylor with his 76ers. So best of luck to everybody in the playoffs. Not really. But I will say it because you guys are all my friends. So I hope you are enjoying the playoffs as much as we are. It's great, right? Like, so the 9:00 game was rough for me last night because I like to go to bed at 10:30, so that pushed me back, and then the purge alarm and everything. So I love playoffs, right? I love to brag about our teams. I love to see the intensity. I love the upsets. So I hope you guys, with your teams, respective teams in the playoff.
Yeah, we got the Devils with Kirk. We got obviously
Sixers. Yeah.
Russ.
Kirk's also a Sixers fan.
Oh wow, look at that.
Oh, how about the rest? You got a new friend.
Well, you want to root for us so we can knock that Bucks team out, and then maybe we can meet in the conference finals.
Yeah, Lewis, I'll keep sending you stuff. So that's
Please
what
do.
the DMs go off at 1:00 in the morning. Now it makes sense. Okay. Anyways, guys, that's what I got for you tonight.
Yeah, and also, everybody, I know Russ, obviously the Eagles, but Kirk and Calvin, I know we don't have a draft pick, but we're still going to watch the draft. We want to see what our enemies do. The Jets will be picking in the first round, as will the Bills and the Patriots.
Everybody's picking the first round pretty much but us.
That's all right, but we want to see what they come up with. We hope that they draft a punter or make a mistake. Maybe when they're turning their thing into the commissioner, he reads the wrong name. Who knows?
Yeah.
But hopefully,
their outfits. I like to see their fashionable statements. And then obviously soon after, within the next few weeks, we're going to find out the schedule. And I know Lou and I mentioned it, but we do plan on going to 2, maybe 3 away games this year. Philadelphia and Kansas City are the 2 ones that we're paying at, with the possibility of going to Washington. So that's kind of what we're looking at this year. Obviously, we'll talk more about it, down the road. But those are the 3 that we are looking at right now. Graham, imagine if he's going to say something silly. Imagine if I went to bed at 10:30. I'd never interact with any of you.
Oh, man.
That's why you're the bestest in the whole entire world. I swear, one day during the dog days of summer, I'll send you topics for a show. I'm nervous about that because it would be like movies and which is all great, and then all of a sudden we'd be talking about like
what?
I was thinking of that place you went to in Philadelphia that one time.
No,
I couldn't think of the name. Delilah's. I knew it. I knew it was a girl's name.
Great steakhouse, by the way. Excellent steakhouse. The fact that there's servers that are wearing not too much, that's a different story, but they have great steak there.
I don't eat meat.
I'm sure Russ can attest to that.
So, anyways, guys, that's what I got for you. It's been fun like always, and enjoy the playoffs this weekend. I don't know what we're doing next week for the show. Obviously, there's a lot going on with playoffs. We'll figure out something, but I don't know. And I don't want to take you guys from the draft either. I don't want to post up now 8 o'clock next week and then take you away from the draft. So we will figure it out. So stay tuned on that. And in the meantime, go Heat, go Panthers. Any closing words?
No, hope everybody's had a good week to date. If not, hey, it's over tomorrow and get the weekend started. So, just hope all your teams that you're rooting for continue to do well, except that they're playing against the Miami teams and
then lose.
Get ready for the draft.
Definitely. All right, guys. Until next week, go Panthers. Roar! White hot playoffs. Let's get it. Peace. Good night.
Good night, guys. Peace.
Bye.